Welcome back, guys. This is episode 2 of Resistance to Existence. This is part 2 of the interview that I did with my roommate Jordan. And in this episode, we talk about gay guys, nice guys, Hamilton, Disney, old people, eating trash, rearing children, mukbangs, and donuts. We get into a lot of different things. And if you like this episode and you're on the Dorks with Controllers channel, feel free to subscribe to my channel, Resistance to Existence. It's pretty easy to find. I'll put a link in the description. That's where you can find all the podcasts and any extras I might be posting. Anyway, let me know what you guys like in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, you know all that stuff. Anyway, enjoy.
So, anyway, I work for a rodeo local, and I went to this, after rodeo party.
I think you told me about this.
Yeah, it was kind of dumb, though, because it's like, oh, you have to pay. Like, at first I thought it was some kind of, oh, we're all just going to have fun kind of thing, but then it was like, oh, that'll be $20 to get in. And I'm like, what? Okay, whatever. I'm not... Places I've been don't have a lot of parties. So, I don't know if that's normal. People setting up a major thing. Or...
I went to rodeos when I was a kid. I haven't been to one since I was older, so I don't know how that works.
I'm not even talking about rodeos.
Okay.
This just happened to be next to the rodeo that some rodeo people went to.
Oh, okay.
It
wasn't like an after party.
Yeah.
Okay.
Went in, and this dude I was playing beer pong with was like, hey, dude, like, we were chilling. Like, he was a cool bro. And then I started being like, wait a second.
Hold on a minute.
Guys aren't this nice.
Some guys are, but
No.
No. I've met some really, really cool guys.
But they always keep the buffer. There's always that buffer
where
there's like the cool bro and
Yeah.
like you do the little the side hug or
Not to take away from your story, and we'll get back right to it. This is
Yeah.
really quick. I used to go to this billiards place down on Diamond called Beluga Billiards. It doesn't exist anymore. They were going to move, and I guess they went out of business because they're not around anymore. But I used to go there by myself and shoot pool, or I'd take a friend or a date or whatever. But most of the time I was just there myself. One of the guys was there with his friends almost every weekend, and he started recognizing me. And then he started, like, inviting me over to their table. And, like, his friends were kind of like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
This is a stranger. But he was
like,
one of those
who's
guys
this fag?
who was just cool and just wanted everyone to have a good time and be included. And he was just like, hey, man, come on over here.
but
You're a good guy.
But that's an obvious vibe, though.
Right. That's what I mean, though. There are guys that are just nice, and they're most of the time not. But I understand there's also a majority of gay guys that do that.
Like when I was in Australia, met this guy, Frank the Canadian.
Frank the Canadian?
Yeah, that's what his contact is in my phone.
Okay.
He's from Quebec. Met him in Australia. That was awesome. That dude was cool.
Yeah.
I suspect he might have been bi. But he was actually a cool dude. Like, we hung out the whole time. We went to different bars. Every time I saw him, it was like, hey! Like, we knew each other for, like, 2 days.
Right.
And it was like, oh, dude. Like, we were just, like, calling each other out. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It's
like my friend from Australia. I knew him for 3 days, and we were buddies immediately.
And there was this one guy who showed up. Like, I kind of immediately knew he was an asshole. And I had a cigar with me.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, hey, can I get a puff? I was like, cool. I was like, sure. Dude, it was like a cartoon. I didn't know this was possible.
Did he drag it?
He took one drag, and the thing, like, whoop, like, just went, like, in half. It was like, thanks, dude. And it left.
Jesus.
And I was like, what?
I tried doing that one time, and I about died. I almost coughed my lung out.
Like, I don't know how he did it.
He probably just smokes a lot.
But I was like, holy shit.
Did he
dude.
inhale it, or did he just suck it up?
I don't know.
Because you're not supposed to inhale cigars.
No, I know. But it was like a cartoon. Like, I had just lit my cigar, and then now it was, whoop, like, half shrunk.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's horrifying.
It was just ash to, whoo, fell.
Damn, dude, that sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy at the rodeo.
At the rodeo thing. I hate calling it a rodeo thing, but that's because it wasn't really.
The party after the rodeo.
It was at the fairgrounds during the rodeo.
Okay.
I went there and I started playing beer pong with this guy, but he was too nice. Like, you can't be nice as a guy. Okay, I'm just gonna...
You can, but you can't be
No.
sexually nice.
Here's the thing. Just don't be nice. Like, to women or men. Because if you're doing it to women,
they know,
and that's not going to help you at all. If you do it to dudes, it can be weird. Depending on the guy.
I think it depends on what you're conveying, because, like...
well, of course.
When I'm nice to women, it's usually to the women that I'm obviously not going to be attracted to.
Okay, yeah.
It's usually to the women that I am literally just, hey, you seem interesting, let's hang out. Like, it's... I always... When I'm nice, I'm never like... Well, hey there, beautiful, or anything like that.
No, that's not what I mean by nice. I mean the guys that aren't cool. Like, they're not... because to be a dude, a bro, you gotta be... But not like a douchebaggy. There's this fine line where you're a little bit standoffish, but you're also chill hanging out with people. It's this perfect yin-yang.
I know what you mean. I don't know how to personify it.
Yeah.
Well, I know how to personify it. I don't know how to state it, but I know what you mean, because I do that.
Yeah. And I love doing that because it really works, and it's honestly, I think the honest.
Well, you're just treating people like people.
Yeah, it's the honest way to be. Where I think being super nice to people is super dishonest.
I think you mean disingenuous, not nice. Because
okay, good point.
Because I'm being nice. Because there's real nice. There's nice guys, and then there's nice guys.
Okay, that's a good point. But I do feel like I met like maybe 3-4 people in my whole life that were legitimately like, what happened to these people? Like, they are legitimately nice. Yeah. Like, they are the purest angels.
They're real nice people.
And I don't understand.
Well, I try to be that way. I'm not always.
No. But my point is, you can't make yourself that way.
No, you have to be that way.
You just have to, that's a natural thing. It's a natural vibe. I don't know how that happens. Are they just grow up in such a perfect environment?
No, actually, it's usually the opposite. I know, like, probably a little more than you. I know like 7 or 8 people like that, and I've talked to them about their like lives and where they come from. They usually come from bad places.
That actually makes sense.
They don't like the people who come from great places usually are not like that. In fact, they're usually disingenuous. They're usually the nice guy.
That makes sense. I met one though who came from a nice place.
Well, that's good. I'm just saying it's rare.
But they could have also just had really great parents and families.
Could be.
But anyway, my point is, this guy was really nice. It didn't feel disingenuous, but it had that little, like, flavor to it of, like...
the sexual undertones.
Something more.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what it was at first. And I'm like, man, this guy likes playing beer pong with me. And then I was like, oh.
And then you realized he wanted your butthole.
Well, I don't know if he was a top or bottom. Who knows?
I mean, top or bottom, they still like licking.
Oof. Dude.
You know, I'm kind of honored that I'm the first non-straight person that doesn't want to fuck you. So this conversation started off air where Jordan's like, oh, all these gay people always want to fuck me. I'm bisexual. And I was like, well, I don't want to fuck you. And he's like, you're the first one.
Okay. I also said that as kind of a joke, too.
Yeah, I know.
Because
I'm saying this
because
is
there's
a joke.
that whole, like, entourage, like, oh, the gay dudes want to bang me, bro. But it is kind of true.
It's kind of true.
Every gay dude I've met has been super like that. But at the same time, I feel like as dudes, gay guys are a lot more... They need to be more open to find other gay guys.
I think there's a certain element to that. I'm in the unique position where I've decided to be straight. It's just easier, and it serves my purposes.
This is the same thought process Obama had in college.
He's like, I'll just be straight. It's easier. I'll be elected president. And then he went for a girl that looks like a man. Or may have been a man. Oof. At some point. No, I'm joking.
I'm not.
If I wouldn't be surprised. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't really care, but anyway, I'm bi, but I want to have a family someday, and I can't do that with a guy. So I'm straight. I just choose to be straight.
It's interesting.
It's easier. It's easier to be straight. Everything's set up for being straight. It's more socially acceptable. I can have a family. Like, why would I be gay? It's just harder. I can't have a family, and it's... Honestly, guys kind of annoy the hell out of me. In that sense.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of being bros, it's great.
Well, and it'd be really hard to find a gay dude who's similar disposition to you.
Yeah, probably. Because I'm not super... Like, a lot of the guys I know who are bi or gay are just you
like,
know.
Not to psychoanalyze you, but I feel like with you being more of a dom, if you were to get a sub gay guy,
I'd hate him.
You'd hate him
I'd hate the
because
hell
you
out of
wouldn't
him.
respect him.
Well, no, I can't. I really hate the whole, like, oh, I'm gay. You just don't like me because I'm gay. No, it's because you're an idiot and you're an asshole, and no one likes you because you only have one personality trait, and it's what you like to fuck.
It's your gayness.
Yeah, it's not anything interesting at all about you. You're just an idiot who doesn't know what he's talking about. That would be the only gay guy that would probably be wanting to do any kind of sexual stuff with me, and I wouldn't want to be around that person anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easier to just be straight in my case, so I am. Because you could choose your sexuality, kids, as long as you're bi.
It's true.
Some people can.
It's true.
I think it's both. Speaking of gay guys, I just watched Hamilton last night. Have you watched Hamilton?
No, but I heard they reanimated him.
Reanimated who?
Hamilton from the grave.
It got like a Tupac hologram, but it's Hamilton.
Yeah.
I
forgot about the Tupac hologram.
He's doing all of the songs. He's doing all the dances. It's just an old white guy with like all the fucking dress,
with the wig,
dancing around.
And the makeup.
He doesn't have a wig. They reanimated him. It's an animated hair.
Okay, that's true. Oh my gosh.
I thought it was good. I think you should watch it. It's pretty good. The guy this is my favorite part about it. The way that they portray George Washington is realistic. Because whenever he's portrayed in
Did he have a Prince Albert?
Yeah.
There we go. It's realistic.
Literally,
folks.
he walks on stage and he's like, "I've got my gun," and he just holds his dick. But like when they portray George Washington in movies or cartoons or whatever, he's always just this stout, like, moralist.
Yeah.
Who's always like,
I'm the father of the nation.
I cannot lie. I chopped down a cherry tree. Like,
yes.
He was just a soldier. And in the play, he's a soldier. Like, they got a guy who actually served in the military to play as him, and he has the short hair, and he speaks in a very direct way, and when they start talking about morals, he kind of just sits in the background because he doesn't know about that. He's just a soldier. And he even, like, everything he phrases is through the lens of, like, I just want to live my life. Like, I want the war to end, but, like, this is also my job. And it instead of having him, like, be this fatalistic, oh, I'm tired of the burden of governance, he's just, like, the song he sings is basically, like, I just want to be with my wife and, like, be on my land and sit beneath my tree and enjoy the shade.
Yeah, that's actually really cool.
So they portray him as a person and as a soldier and as a man. It's not just this
the God
impossible
Emperor.
God figure. Yeah, it's a humanistic version of George Washington, and I thought that was really cool. And also, the actor's just great. And he's not white, of course, but like, you see him and you believe it's George Washington. Because some of the characters run around and it's all black and hip-hop and all that, and it's cool.
Wait,
but
are they all black?
Not everybody. There's a couple white guys in there. Like, the King of England's white.
And, of course.
Well, and, like, some of the Founding Fathers are white. Like, I think Ben Franklin shows up at one point, and he's a white guy. But, like, most of the cast is black or Puerto Rican or Asian or whatever. They're all different. But, and I don't mind that. But you actually, when you're watching this George Washington, you believe it's George Washington because he does a good job of just being that guy.
Where'd you watch it?
It's on Disney Plus.
Well, I don't have Disney Plus.
Well, I do. You can use my login.
I don't believe in Disney Plus.
Why?
Because to create it, they had to spin back up Walt Disney to ask his permission. Like they had to crack open the chest freezer.
They had to open the vault. That's where Walt Disney's kept.
Yeah.
Along with all of his franchises.
With all the discarded, worn costumes.
Did you see the original Mickey Mouse costume from Disney World when it first opened?
Fuck
it's
that.
terrifying.
Fuck, man.
It is the worst thing ever. I don't know how anyone wasn't afraid of it.
Dude. Fuck that. I want to go to Walt Disney World. Well, Disney World again.
When did you go last?
Well,
Were you a kid?
So I went to Disneyland when I was 4. That was awesome. I remember it.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember much from that age.
And well, I remember back to when I was 2.
Well, I have memories from that age and before that age, but I don't have like days. I have like specific moments.
Okay, I remember a couple days. I remember days.
My day long memory didn't start until I was about 6, 5 or 6.
Like, I remember just about the whole trip to Disneyland when I was 4.
Really?
Yeah, I remember going on the hotel balcony. I remember looking at the big ship in the pool. I remember going on Pirates of the Caribbean. I remember Splash Mountain, the train. I remember wanting to meet Goofy. He's my favorite character.
I think Donald was my favorite character.
I
like Goofy now, but when I was a kid, I liked Donald Duck.
Yeah. Like, I remember a lot. I remember wanting to go to that. I don't remember what it's called. It's the, it's like the tower, like Tower of Terror.
Oh, the Tower of Terror? Yeah.
I wanted to do that so bad. And I just barely was able to squeak in with my age and height. But my parents, were being parents and were like, oh, we're not going to do that. And
yeah, I remember they did that.
I was so mad.
They did that with me with, I forget what it's called. The one where with the Abominable Snowman. That ride. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But I remember I wanted to go on it so bad. And I had just gotten tall enough to go on it. Like, I kept track of my height before we went because I knew we'd be going.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm tall enough now. And we got there and my mom and dad were like, no, you're not ready for that ride yet. And I was like, yeah, I am, though.
See,
I'm tall enough.
that's something with my kids. Like,
shit, I'll let them on if they're not tall enough.
Yeah.
Like, you're an inch. Oh, you're 2 inches too short? Yeah, hold on tight.
I'll help you break the law. Like, you can stand on my feet when they measure you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm down for some clowning.
Shit, I'll put a brick on the bottom of your shoe. I don't care.
Clomp, clomp.
I'll pay the guy $20 to ignore it and just be like, look, my kid's responsible. He'll hold on tight, and if not, cool. I won't sue you.
Dude. Yeah, your kid splats against the wall.
They don't call it Splat Mountain for nothing.
But yeah, I remember going to Disneyland, and then my mom had some business thing in Orlando, and I never had a lot of luxury at all as a kid.
I don't think most people did.
Yeah, well, yeah, but like I never went on big vacations. Like never, like I did Disneyland for like a couple days. It was like budget mode kind of thing.
I think we've been to Disneyland twice.
The only reason I went to Disney World was because my grandma had some money and was able to take me.
Yeah.
And I went with my mom because she had a business conference in Orlando. And, like, it was a really nice hotel. And it was one of those, like, he'll never be able to really experience this. So bring Jordan along.
Jordan will never mean anything in life. So he's going to have to experience luxury now.
Exactly. And so I'm 8, and my grandma came with us to watch me while my mom worked.
Mm-hmm.
Stayed at the Hyatt. Dude, my 8-year-old mind was blown. There was fucking parrots in the lobby. The pool had a waterfall. Oh, it was amazing. And we went to Disney World, and that was fun. Now, I love my grandma. She's since passed, but it was a little annoying because I want to do all these things, and she didn't want to, like, oh, I don't want to do Splash Mountain. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I'm still 8. I'm like at that stage where I'm like, I'm a man, but at the same time,
I'm grown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I tricked her on getting onto the Goofy roller coaster, which is not like a real roller coaster, but it spins you around.
I don't remember that one.
It's a little much.
I went to Disney
for
World
my grandma
for a day when I was a kid because we had some friends who lived in Florida.
Yeah.
And they let us stay with them. And my parents were like, we have just enough to go to Disney World for a day. And we're like, sweet. So we did. But like half the rides were closed because it was kind of rainy. Because it was the off season. It was like February or something. So they were doing all this maintenance and stuff. So they might not have had that open at the time.
Yeah. But like I was like, yeah, because you couldn't really see the ride from the starting location, but I knew what it was. So I was like, yeah, this one, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Got on it.
And your grandma died.
Yeah, basically. She was like, she was kind of mad at me, but it was a good trip.
I love my grandparents, but when I was a kid, like, you reach an age where you're cognizant that, like, your grandparents can't do what you can, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Like, you love them, so you feel guilty about feeling this way, but you're like, fuck off, old people. Like, I want to do kid stuff, like, but you're too old to do it with me.
Well, not only that, but it's the whole, like, this is something like I really want to do with my kids is I will hand them any responsibility they search for. Like, I feel like a lot of
within
people,
reason.
Well, of course within reason,
Yeah.
but I feel like a lot of people try to, out of safety or control or whatever, they always shove that down, which pisses the hell out of me. Like, I remember I was 11,
Mm-hmm.
and I was helping my grandfather with lawn work. And I so wanted to use the riding lawnmower. I was like, yes, I will use the riding lawnmower. And,
You were 11?
Yeah.
I was using the riding lawnmower when I was like 8, bro.
Good for you.
It was fun. I'm sorry you didn't get to experience that.
I could try it, but I
okay.
couldn't, like, actually mow the lawn with it by myself.
I was taught how to mow the lawn at a really young age, so I can't relate.
Well, I was mowing the lawn with the push mower since I was, 6.
Yeah, same here. But then my grandpa wouldn't let me use the riding one, and then I told him like, "Oh, I've been mowing the lawn since I was a kid." And he's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can call my dad." And he was like, "Okay," so he did. And my dad's like, "Oh yeah, he mows the lawn all the time." My grandpa was like, "Okay, here's the lawnmower keys," and I got to drive it around.
Good for you. Let me begin my sad story.
Be sad, Jordan.
So, yeah, the push mower wasn't really working, and so it was like some level of communication. I'm pretty sure, like, I hate to say it, I'm pretty sure my grandpa was wrong with this one because he did not say what he later said he said. He was talking about the push mower, and I said, "Oh, do you want me to go get it?" Alluding to the riding lawnmower. He was like, "Yeah, go get it." I was like, "Yes, it's my time for fame. This is it." And I like ran out. It was like 200 yards away in the back. They have my grandparents have a big yard.
Mm-hmm.
Way in the back, and there's a shed. I got the lawnmower. I put it in reverse. It's like, yeah, I'm a man now. And I went like that's how it felt at least. Like with the lawnmower coming back.
It was probably going at 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going okay. I knew how to use it.
Well, yeah.
And I did like a lap around some some flower beds, and the housekeeper was out there. And I remember being like, yeah, I got it.
We don't need you today, buddy.
And I then showed up to my grandfather, and I remember him just turning around and being like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I got it." I like shut it off and like pop off like I just jumped off of like my prize horse.
You got a good like a cherry ride.
I got my swagger on.
Yeah.
He's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "I got the lawnmower." And he's like, "No, I wanted you to get my glasses." I have a pretty good memory of things, usually. I do not remember him mentioning anything about glasses.
You know what? I think
I could have just put it in my mind.
Right. There's a scene in The Simpsons where Homer's thinking about donuts, and then his boss is telling him something, and he's like, "Yep, I'll get those right away." And he comes back with a box of donuts, and his boss is like, "This is not what I said." He's like, "Oh, well, I wasn't paying attention." Like, that's what I imagine. You just sitting there going, lawnmower.
That's gotta, okay.
And then your grandpa's like, "Get my glasses." And you're like, "I'll get the lawnmower." And then you come back with the lawnmower. And he's just confused as hell because he's like, "This isn't even the same spot as my glasses."
That's about what it was. And then, but then he was like, "Well, since you can't even hear me, I don't need your help anymore."
Oh. Okay.
And I got sent in the house and I like cried.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So much childhood trauma.
Yeah, I have a lot of childhood trauma stories.
I'm aware. That's all you talk about.
It's funny.
You tried telling one today. What was that about anyway? Oh yeah, it was about Little Caesars.
Little Caesars?
Little Caesars pizza.
I used to eat Little Caesars out of the garbage can. And
that's why he doesn't like Little Caesars, because he's a dumbass made of the garbage.
Okay. It's not so much that I don't like it, it's that I associate it with trash.
You did this to yourself!
Well, here's the thing, right?
Oh, I don't like guns because I shot myself in the foot.
I was living in a shitty apartment complex in Nevada.
Yeah.
And my family was doing this whole healthy eating thing, so I was eating like lentils and beets. Like, I'm not even joking, beets for like dinner. And so I had a huge fast food craving. And the fat Mexican family, like next door, like it was like like, you see those pictures of, like, the frog and all its tadpoles around it? That's what it was like. It was like this humongous Hispanic woman and her 10 children.
Oh,
and one of those children actually bit me once, so I have no sympathy.
God.
But they would get Little Caesars, like, every week, and then they, like, a huge amount of it, and then they'd throw it in the trash, and there'd almost always be, like, a whole untouched pizza in there.
So you dig through
So
the
I'd be
garbage.
like, I wouldn't dig, it'd have to be on top. Like, untouched by any garbage juices.
The fact that you would eat out of the garbage.
But it's only been sitting there for, what, 30 minutes, an hour?
This is a lesson for any parents or potential parents. Just feed your kids food. Like, don't include them on your health bullshit. Like, make sure they're not fat, because I had the opposite problem. My parents were just KFC buckets every fucking night. I'm not even kidding. There was literally a week. Well,
oh, wait. I told you how my parents convinced me to come back after I ran away.
How?
Well,
I didn't know you. I didn't know that. I don't know the
yeah,
story.
I ran away and went to the local park 2 miles away. And I knew it wasn't really real, but in my mind I was like, yep, this is where I'll live now. I'll be the wild boy.
Living at the park.
Living at the park.
What are you going to eat? How old were you?
Was 13.
Okay. Really?
Well, part of me
You're
thought...
13 and you're like, I'll live at the park.
Yeah, well, okay, I didn't mean it.
Well, obviously.
But it was kind of like... It was,
if you did, I'd think you're an idiot.
Yeah, it was some kind of bullshit with my family, and it was leveraging. So I went to the park, and I liked the park anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I went there, hung out, and then I set up a mat of grass under this olive tree in the marsh, and I went to sleep. Went to go to bed. Time to go to bed! And my dad shows up with this big-ass light, like the Walmart, like $10 big ones. And he's
we
like...
used to call that my dad light.
Yeah,
my dad
it is a dad
My
light.
dad had one in his sock drawer for in case the power went out.
Yeah.
So it would always be like, oh, get my flashlight. And you'd have to go over to his dresser and like open the top drawer and dig around for it.
Yeah.
And we would just call it the dad light.
It's totally a dad light.
He'd be like, get the flashlight. And we're like, do you want the dad light or a normal flashlight? And he's like, the dad light. We'd come back with this like foot long, but you could kill somebody with this thing.
And so my dad showed up and he was like, okay. Because he knew, my dad is a counselor. He's great at this.
Mm-hmm.
He knew, I don't remember what it was. It was some bullshit with my mom. So I got in a lot of fights with my mom. And my mom, of course, like my dad was trying to find a way to solve this for both of us. It's like, okay, you need to come home. Okay.
Your mom also needs to not be the way she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and I was like, I'm not coming home. I'm the wild boy now. I'm living at the park. This is my bed.
Meanwhile, he knows he could just call the cops and have you escorted home.
That's what my mom wanted. That was the first thing my mom suggested.
Really?
Yes.
Ouch. You know, this is like the opposite of what it was like with my parents. 'Cause my mom was the reasonable one, and my dad was the one who would have been calling the cops.
I heard military academy a few times.
Me too, but from my dad.
It's so dumb. It's like, no, you need to go to military academy.
He did. That's the thing. Is I wanted to say that to him, but I was like, oh, he's been in the army. I can't say that.
Oh, man. But, yeah, so I was like, gotta get something better than that. And my dad was like, looking around, and he's like, hey, if you get up right now, we're going straight to KFC. And I bopped right up. And got a bucket of chicken.
See, that's why I won't let my kids eat complete trash. Like, I'll let them eat cereal or whatever, you know. I'll let them eat some garbage every now and again. But I'm going to save the McDonald's for special occasions.
Yeah, you got to have that leverage.
Yeah, just so they can have that.
Please understand, my family never ate fast food.
Oh, I know.
You just whip out the KFC card.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. My family, like, we were so poor that, like, the McDonald's value menu was the meals.
Mm-hmm.
Dinner was usually like, what do you want from the dollar menu?
Yeah.
You can get 2 things. Like, that was the meal plan for a lot of the time, especially if, like, the food bank didn't have much. So, the fast food card didn't exist the fast food card was, hey, we're going to a real restaurant where you can get vegetables. Like, that was the, oh my god moment.
Wow, these aren't plastic.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, oh, we're going to Fridays. Like, Fridays was the height of luxury when I was a kid. That was like, we're going to a fancy
to Flavor
restaurant.
Town.
Exactly. But the thing was, and this is the nice little, this is why I won't take my kids out to eat very often either, was because we went out to eat so
Yeah.
rarely.
Made it so good.
We were always really well behaved. Like we were kids. We would still joke around and laugh and have a good old time. But like we weren't screaming. Like I see videos online of kids screaming and like throwing themselves on the ground. And I'm like, oh, I would have been popped on the mouth and like thrown in the car if I did any of that shit.
Yeah.
And like I was born in the late 90s. Like I was born into the era of you don't hit your kids. Like you don't spank your kids. And I got spanked.
Yeah.
And I got hit. Like, not hit, but like, I got punished.
I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to beat the shit out of my kids.
It depends on what they're doing.
Well, okay, yeah.
If they're like throwing rocks at the neighbor's windows.
Disclaimer.
I'm gonna hit them.
I'm not going to abuse my kids.
No. But if my kid like lies to me, it's like, okay, here's the soap, or like, here's your timeout. Whatever works for the kid. Because like, my brother Morgan, when he was a kid, hated timeout. Timeout was the worst thing you could do to him. That's
funny.
He hated it. I didn't like timeout too much, especially if I couldn't have timeout in my room.
Dude, I just took a nap.
Well, no, here's the thing. My parents would have us take timeout in a corner.
Take a nap.
You can't always do that. I can only sleep like on my bed or in my room. Like I didn't like sleeping anywhere else. I didn't even like sleeping on the couch when I was a kid.
Dude,
I barely liked sleeping in the car.
I fall asleep at timeout all the time.
I never liked sleeping really too much when I was a kid. But like my brother Morgan, timeout was devastating. He would cry. He would carry on. He hated it.
Well, I'm just imagining him as like some Vietnam POW.
He's just screaming and tearing his clothes. And, No, but like my brother Weston, by contrast, he didn't give a fuck about timeout.
Yeah.
He was just like 20-minute timeout, half an hour timeout, hour timeout, 4 hours. Go for it, bitch. I could do this all day. But he hated getting his shit taken away.
Yeah.
Like my brother Morgan, you took away one of his toys or his Lego set or whatever, he'd just be like, okay. And he'd just be like, I'll play with something else. If you took away one of Weston's things, he'd lose his mind. Because then he'd be like, well, that's the only thing I want to play with right now.
Yeah.
Like, he would just go over it. My whole thing was, all you have to do is take away something I could do. So that was a great way to punish me, but like, we're good. But like, when I have kids, like, and this is a mark of a good parent, is knowing what messes with your kid.
Yeah.
Because, like, my brother Weston, like, none of us like getting spanked, but Weston used to trade spankings for doing what he wanted to do.
Well, Weston's got that bubble butt.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's Morgan.
Okay, you're right.
So
Morgan's got the bubble
Here's
butt.
a fun story. When me and my two brothers were younger, like 4 and 5 or whatever, we used to think bubble butt was the worst insult. Because like our dad called us that at one point, and we were like, oh my god, that's genius. And so we used to call each other bubble butt. But my brother Morgan, he was the youngest of the three of us, hated it. He would cry and he would just lose his mind. We'd be like, hey, Morgan, you're a bubble butt. And he'd just be like, no, I'm not a bubble butt. And just go off. And to the point where my parents would be like, don't call him bubble butt. We used to get in trouble for calling him bubble butt. And to this day, if you call him a bubble butt, he'll get very upset.
Morgan, you're a bubble butt.
There it is. He's probably not going to listen to this.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably, too sane and, stoic to listen to this.
He's not at all stoic, but he's probably more sane than I am.
Well, that's a low bar.
Oof!
It's true.
I'm not insane.
Say so.
I'm not insane. Also, you've been eating those pancakes all day. Are you okay?
These are not the same pancakes.
They totally are.
No, this is my second stack.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I've just seen one stack of pancakes that's been getting smaller as the day goes on.
No, I had a stack to begin with, and then a second stack of pancakes.
Nice.
But right now I'm having a podcast, so I'm not exactly going to be chowing on pancakes, and yeah.
Alright.
Dude, that'd be so funny.
What?
Like, imagine Joe Rogan, like...
He's eaten on stream before.
Yeah, but like... I mean, like, legit, like, he's been talking for, like, 10 minutes, and then from his lap, he just pulls up this, like, foot-tall stack of pancakes.
And just starts eating them. I just learned about a new thing on the internet called, mukbangs.
Mukbang?
Do you know what a mukbang is?
No.
It started in Korea. It's like, they call it mukbang or whatever.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's eating on
it's
screen.
Like eating ASMR or whatever.
Ethan... H3.
Oh, does he do that?
No. They had a video on it about this girl that eats live octopus.
Ugh. It's
disgusting.
There's a guy who eats raw livers and shit like that on stream. But there's this one guy called... Oh, Nikocado Avocado.
I
And
don't even want to say that.
He's this gay guy.
I was about to say, it sounds gay.
He's gay. No, he is. He's got a husband and everything. But like,
he's got a husband. He's certified.
He's legitimately legally gay. But he has this. He does these mukbangs. He used to be vegan, and he used to do these vegan things. But now he just goes into full fast food mode and just eats all this crap. And his whole goal is to like get to 300 pounds, and he's had heart attacks trying to do this, and he eats like 20,000 calories a day.
I hate these people.
It's so gross. But I've been doing like this deep dive on like these stream highlights of him.
I literally want to strangle this man with my hands.
Oh, I hate it. But I'm doing it because I'm hoping it'll get me so grossed out that I won't want to eat fast food anymore.
Just stop eating.
Yeah, I know.
Stop making excuses.
I know that.
Stop your mouth hole.
Well, no. Here's the thing. I want to make it a taste version so that I never do it again.
Okay, I do get that.
It's not that I can't do it. It's that I want to just eliminate it.
You want to get the psychological thing.
Yeah, I want to immediately eliminate it.
Like me with donuts. So now I can...
I am not a donut guy.
So this is what...
I don't get donuts.
Brief history of me and donuts.
Okay, what's up?
When I was a kid, I loved donuts. Like now, I can't even really remember what that felt like.
Donuts make me gag.
But I loved them. Like I would constantly eat donuts. It was heaven on earth. And I was still skinny.
Yeah.
But then when I was around 13, I had a bunch of donuts. But then I also ate this pea soup that gave me food poisoning. And I associated that feeling with donuts. And then after that, donuts made me legit throw up. Because in my mind, after that was over, I went to go buy a donut, eat it, and I was like, bleh! Like,
I need to get some Epicac.
I couldn't get it.
Dude, I need to get Epicac, and every time I eat something bad for me, I just need to drink the Epicac.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would probably work.
And it wasn't up until the last 2-3 years where I can eat a donut now, and it's enjoyable, but it's nowhere near the ecstasy.
When I think of donuts,
I
actually start gagging a little bit.
That's interesting.
Like, I had a girlfriend who loved donuts, and I'll have one every now and again, but it has to be one of two different kinds of donuts. It either needs to be an old-fashioned, or it needs to be...
I like old-fashioned.
I love old-fashioned. It needs to be an old-fashioned, or it needs to be like one of those cake donuts with nothing on it.
Okay.
Like, I can take a little chocolate, but if it has sprinkles, if it has glaze...
I love the standard glaze.
I can't stand glaze. It's just too much sugar. It literally makes me gag. Even, like, because I'll be at work and, like, they'll have a donut and, like, I haven't eaten lunch or anything and I'll be like, okay, I guess I'll have, like, half a donut. And as I'm eating it, just for a little bit of, like, to fill my stomach because I'm so hungry, I'll start gagging. Like, as I'm eating it. But I'm just, like, I just need energy. Yeah. It's just, I can't stand donuts. But then I hear people like Jocko Willink and now you who are like, oh, I love donuts. And I'm like, fuck you.
No, here's the thing. I'm just, like, I used to.
Okay.
I don't anymore.
I've never liked them. Even when I was a kid. My mom would bring home donuts sometimes.
I don't feel the same ecstasy I used to feel.
This?
I used to love them. And it's gone now.
I hate donuts. The only donuts I think look good are the ones on The Simpsons. Like, I hate them.
That's funny. I like the traditional look.
Yeah. Well, that concludes Resistance to Existence.
Well, yeah. This was kind of fun, I guess.
Enter your promo for the Dollar Shave Club.
Yes, Dollar Shave Club.
Play Raid Shadow Legends.
But you don't shave anything, Lee.
I don't.
You don't use the
Dollar Shave Club. I don't shave a thing. I used to.
We're here to promote the No Shave Club, which is just a club of people who don't shave, and there's no money involved.
Do you shave or do you trim?
Well, obviously I shave my face.
Yeah.
But I just trim.
I'm talking about your downstairs.
Yeah, I know. I haven't trimmed for a while.
I don't trim. I don't do anything.
I know that. Okay? You've said that many times. But I trim.
It just baffles me is all. I don't understand it.
I don't understand how you can't understand it.
Well, like...
Most of the people...
No one's ever complained.
Okay, Lee, maybe you just go out with weird chicks.
That's possible. That's possible.
Because most of the dudes
Actually, that's probably the reason.
Most of the dudes I know around my age bracket, they shave or it's very low trimmed.
I understand if you, like, shave it into a pattern. Like, I know a guy who shaves, like, his happy trail and has, like, a strip.
I know.
But he doesn't do it full bald because his girlfriend says it reminds him of a little boy.
I'd say a good third
of
dudes I know who are in the game just shave it baby bald.
See, I don't like baby bald on girls.
One of my coworkers he shaves it bald every day, like his face.
Oh my god.
But he's gotten...
How does he deal with the razor burn? Because I've shaved a couple times in my life, but I've never... It just hurts.
He's gotten to the point where not shaving is what gives him irritation.
Really?
Yeah. For me, it definitely gives me irritation.
Yeah.
Like, I've done it a couple times just to see it, you know? Yeah. But, like, I just low trim, man.
Have you ever shaved your legs before?
No.
I did once to see what it was
I don't have the calf muscles for that yet. When I'm finally in ultramarathon running, then I'll shave my legs.
Yeah.
But I'm also kind of proud, because I remember being 13, 14, and having friends with beards, and being like, man, my legs don't even have hair. Now, we've got hairy legs.
Yeah, me too. You know, I'm actually really happy this is the first year that I've been able to grow, like, a proper... Not even a proper beard, but, like, just anything resembling a beard.
Yeah, it looks like a beard.
Yeah.
It's not that man over there with the hair on his face.
I remember when I was...
The pubes?
Like, last year, it would only grow here.
Oh, yeah.
And it only grew on the sides and, like, the middle.
Pretty soon, you
like
literally have your dad's beard.
Well, I literally have, like... Somebody said I looked like Abraham Lincoln the other day. Like, I have the Lincoln style, just mostly on the chin, just puff.
Take off the mustache and go work at, like, reenactment places.
Yeah.
You're not Lincoln.
I'm Lincoln.
You're not Lincoln. You look like the mayor. Or the blacksmith. Or something. I wouldn't know. You're not Lincoln.
I don't know. Somebody said it looked like Lincoln's beard.
It looks like Lincoln's beard, but you do not look like Lincoln.
No, I don't look like Lincoln. They just said it was Lincoln's beard.
I was like, right. You're about 6 inches too short.
Bro, I'm like a foot too short. That dude was like 6'9".
Was he 6'9"?
He was tall as fuck.
I thought he was like...
No, he was real tall.
That tall.
He was like 6'9" or 6'8" or something.
He was not 6'9".
He totally was.
No, he's not.
I'm pretty sure about that.
No, he's not.
He had the same disease as that Egyptian pharaoh. What was it? Uncommon or something like that? How tall was Lincoln?
6'4".
Oh, 6'4".
See, it's 6'9".
Who was 6?
Just towering
I
over
might
the
be thinking
peasants.
of the pharaoh, actually. But he had the same growth disease as the pharaoh did, which is why they looked pretty similar, too.
That's weird. Anyway, yeah, this was fun.
6'4"? Okay. I'm only 4 inches shorter than President Lincoln.
Are you 6 foot?
I'm 6 foot.
Stand up. Then I'm 6 foot.
Yeah, probably.
Well, every time I measure myself, I'm 5'11" and a half, and...
Well, your height changes throughout the day. By the end of the day, you're probably 5'11", and I'm probably 5'11", too. But whenever I go to the doctor, I get measured, and it's like, oh, 6 foot. And I'm like, okay. But, like, when I went to the DMV to get my Class B, they were like, oh, 5'11".
Yeah.
So it just changes.
I wanted to take my PT test, and I think it was because I was the last person there, because they gave me the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, show up at 10:15. And I showed up at 10:15, and we started at 10. It's like, oh, okay, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And so I was the last person, and they fucking smashed the height thing on my head. And they're like, stand straight here, BAP!
Yeah.
And I was like, ugh! It's like, they posted me as 5'9".
Whoa.
It's like,
it's not your height.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you were 5'9", I'd be looking down at you, but I look almost level with you.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I don't know. It changes. Somebody said that your height changes by like 1.5 inches throughout the day.
Oh, yeah.
You could literally be 6'1".
Dude, Charles' height, his height changes like 2 inches.
Yeah.
Because there's times he's a little bit taller than me.
Mm-hmm.
There's times he's super shorter than me. It's so funny. We talk about it.
Oh, yeah. Well, it also depends on how recently you've slept, and somebody said it also depends on your stress hormones. Because when you're stressed, your spinal column shrinks up a little bit to kind of protect it. And so you're actually shorter if you're stressed. If you're less stressed, you're taller.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we better finish this.
If you want to.
Yeah.
We can keep going. 4-hour podcast!
No one wants to listen to that.
Tons of people
listen to that. This is gay enough. Well, thank you for listening.
If you did.
If you listen this far, you probably have super AIDS.
If you listen this far, hello. Thank you. We love you.
I don't love you. I don't even know you.
I love you.
You're making this weird. Just end the podcast.
I want your genitals in my mouth.
It's not okay.
I went too
whatever.
Far. Anyway, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Hope you're having a great day.
I don't.
Stay woke.
Well, that was episode 2 of Resistance to Existence. I tried increasing the volume for you guys. I got some complaints in the last episode that it was a little too quiet, so I hope that worked. If not, I'll try my best next time. Keep giving me feedback. It helps me to improve the podcast, which improves the experience for you guys. Next episode, we should be having Zach, Chris, and Hunter on. Mostly Zach, but it'll be fun. So look forward to that, guys. And yeah, leave a like, a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my main channel, Resistance to Existence, to get all of the podcast and all the little extra stuff I'll be uploading there too. Anyway, hope you guys had fun, and catch you later.